Okay, get this. Imagine a market, right? Already worth over $1 billion this year,
Hmm.
and it's all focused on, well, the tiny stuff living inside us, our microbiome.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
It's
Yeah.
this huge expanding field,
Yeah.
people trying to understand and actually use these trillions of microorganisms for, better health. It's kind of incredible.
It really is a total shift, isn't it? For
Really?
ages, we mostly thought of microbes as the enemy, things to get rid of.
Right. Kill the germs.
Exactly. But now we're realizing these complex communities are, well, vital, crucial for our well-being.
Yeah,
And this market growth, it just reflects that huge change in thinking about health.
totally. And if you're listening, you're probably like me. You find these big shifts fascinating, but you want the main points. Yeah.
Yeah,
Without drowning in like super technical jargon.
right. Cut to the chase.
Precisely. So that's what this deep dive is for. We've got this report, the Global Human Microbiome Market Report 2025.
Good source.
Yeah, it seems really comprehensive. Lays out the market size now, where it's heading, what's driving it, even, potential bumps in the road.
And it gives a great snapshot because it's way beyond just like probiotic yogurts now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We're talking diagnostics, actual therapies, really personalized stuff.
Okay, so our mission today, pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a clear, hopefully engaging understanding of this whole human microbiome market. Why all the buzz? What are the key things you really need to know? Ready to explore this inner universe.
Absolutely. Let's start with the numbers, the scale of this thing.
Right. So that billion-dollar figure for 2025 we mentioned, over $1 billion.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really wild, this report. It forecasts the market exploding to over $10 billion by 2033.
Wow. 10 billion.
That's like a tenfold jump in just 8 years.
That kind of growth, I mean, it really tells you something powerful is happening underneath.
For sure.
And the CAGR, the compound annual growth rate, that's the average growth per year. It's projected at a huge 32.3% between 2025 and 2033.
32% year on year.
Yeah. To see that sustained across a whole market sector, that's pretty exceptional. It signals really fast adoption of these technologies and products.
It really feels like watching a revolution happen,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Okay, so where is this happening geographically? Because I guess different places are moving at different speeds.
Good question. So looking at 2025, North America is definitely the leader right now, holding over 40% of the market.
40%.
Which is around $397 million, roughly. And they're set to keep growing strong, about 30.4% CAGR.
And within North America, the U.S., I assume.
Yes, the U.S. is the main engine, about $313 million in 2025. But Canada and Mexico are also, significant players.
Right.
And this dominance probably comes from, well, their strong biotech R&D base, good healthcare infrastructure.
Makes sense. So North America's leading the pack. What about Europe? They've got a strong pharma and science history, too?
Europe's a major player, too, absolutely. They hold over 30% of the market, so around $311 million in 2025.
Still very significant.
And their growth is also looking really solid, 31.1% CAGR. Key countries there, the UK, Germany, both with big market sizes and healthy growth predicted. Again, likely down to established pharma and strong university research.
Okay, so North America and Europe are the big two right now. But you always hear about Asia Pacific as this major growth engine. Is that happening here too?
Oh, definitely. Right now, Asia Pacific holds about 23% of the market, so around $257 million in 2025.
Boy.
And this is the key thing, it's projected to grow the fastest, an incredible CAGR of 35.7%.
Wow, fastest by far.
Exactly. China's already a big market there, and India is showing really rapid growth potential. It seems fueled by, rising health awareness, more healthcare spending, and a big interest in personalized medicine picking up across the region. Japan, South Korea, Australia, Southeast Asia, they're all part of that growth story, too.
Right. Fastest growth in APAC. That fits a lot of global patterns. What about the rest of the world? South America, Middle East, Africa?
Yeah, there's smaller pieces of the pie currently, but definitely not sitting still. South America, over 5% share, projected 33.2% CAGR.
Still strong growth.
Middle East and Africa, smaller shares, like 2% and 1% respectively. But look at the growth rates. 33.9% for the Middle East, 32.7% for Africa.
So really it's a global thing, just maybe different starting points.
Exactly. It shows this is catching on everywhere, even if the markets are at different stages.
Okay, fascinating. So let's dig into why. What's actually pushing this incredible expansion?
Yeah.
What are the main forces?
Well, the report points to a few key things. Number one is probably just the massive increase in awareness.
Awareness about the microbiome itself.
Yeah, among the public, but also crucially in the scientific and medical communities. We're really starting to grasp how fundamental these microbes are, not just hanging out, but actively shaping digestion or immune response, even mental health.
Right, the gut-brain axis and all that.
Precisely. So more awareness naturally means more demand for things that, support a healthy microbiome.
That makes total sense. The more we get how important they are, the more we want to look after them. What else is driving growth?
The big trend towards personalized medicine is another huge factor. Healthcare is moving away from that sort of one-size-fits-all approach. There's more focus on individual biology, and that includes our unique microbiome signature. And this links directly to the rise of probiotics. They're not just general wellness things anymore.
Right, not just off the shelf.
Exactly.
Yep.
The potential is for targeted interventions. Like imagine your doctor analyzing your gut bacteria and saying, okay, this specific probiotic strain is what you need.
Personalized probiotics.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, that definitely sounds like the future. And that would fuel growth. What about the science side, the tech?
Oh, absolutely crucial. The leaps in genomic technologies, especially DNA sequencing, our ability to actually map these incredibly complex microbial communities has gotten so much faster, so much cheaper.
Moore's law for microbes.
Kind of, yeah. And that tech progress fuels discoveries, helps researchers understand the connections, and speeds up developing new diagnostics, new therapies. It's really cutting-edge stuff.
Okay, so we've got awareness, personalization, better probiotics, amazing tech, all pushing forward. Are there any, potential roadblocks, things that could slow it down?
The report does flag a couple of potential issues. One big one is simply that, well, despite all the progress, we're still figuring this stuff out. The microbiome is incredibly complex.
Trillions of microbes.
Exactly. Trillions interacting in ways we're only just beginning to understand. And that complexity makes it hard to develop treatments that work perfectly for everyone. It's like trying to navigate a massive, mostly unknown jungle.
Good analogy. So the sheer complexity is one hurdle. What's the other?
The other is the regulatory side. Right now, there aren't really standardized rules or clear pathways for getting these microbiome therapies approved, especially the really novel ones.
Like getting FDA or EM approval.
Exactly. That lack of clarity can make companies hesitant to invest huge sums in R&D, and it can slow down getting innovative products to people who need them.
Okay, so we need more science breakthroughs and clearer rules of the road.
Got it.
But despite those potential issues, the trend is clearly way up. So what are the key trends shaping the future here?
Well, one big one is that push towards highly personalized probiotics and therapies we touched on. As the analysis gets better, expect treatments really tailored to your specific microbial mix and health goals.
So using diagnostics to see the problem, then targeted solutions.
Precisely. And linked to that is just the sheer amount of money pouring into research and clinical trials.
Right.
There's a ton of work happening to develop microbiome treatments for all sorts of things, not just gut problems, but neurological issues, autoimmune diseases, even cancer. Getting regulatory bodies to recognize and approve these new therapies, that'll be a huge driver going forward.
It really sounds like we could be on the verge of some game-changing medical advances. Okay, the report also breaks the market down by indication, the health conditions being targeted.
Yeah, exactly. Indication just means what health problem the product is aiming at. And right now, no surprise, gastrointestinal and metabolic disorders, that segment's the biggest.
Makes sense. Gut health, IBS, IBD, obesity.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the focus has been.
Totally. It's the most established link in many people's minds. But interestingly,
Go on.
the fastest growing segment by indication, it's cancer.
Really? Cancer?
Yeah. There's fascinating emerging research linking the microbiome to how cancer develops and even how well cancer treatments work. So huge potential there. Women's health is another area getting a lot more focus too.
Wow. Okay, so from gut health to maybe helping fight cancer plus women's health, the applications are really broadening out. What about segmenting by technology? What tools are driving this?
Right. This looks at the tech itself, and currently, 16's RNA sequencing has the biggest slice of the pie. It's a well-known method, pretty cost-effective, good for seeing, who's there, which types of bacteria are in a sample, gives you a sense of the diversity. But
Sense another but.
you got it. Metagenomic sequencing is growing really fast. It's set to become more and more important.
How's it different?
So 16's looks at one specific gene marker to identify bacteria, metagenomics. It analyzes basically all the genetic material in the whole microbial community.
Oh, okay.
Think of it like 16s gives you a head count of different groups. Metagenomics gives you the complete genetic library of everyone there, telling you much more about what they could potentially do.
Got it. 16s is the who, metagenomics is the what they might be doing.
That's a great way to put it. The report also segments by therapeutic area, which is similar to indication, but maybe more about the treatment application. Again, gastrointestinal disorders is the largest here,
Still number one.
still number one. But women's health is showing really fast growth as a therapeutic area, too. Again, highlighting that focus. Metabolic disorders, skin disorders, also significant and growing areas.
It's amazing how slicing it a different way shows just how much is happening. Okay, who are the big companies, the players in this competitive space?
Yeah, the report says it's definitely competitive, lots of different companies involved.
Big pharma, startups.
A mix, really. They're all trying different angles, personalized probiotics, better diagnostics, developing actual therapies, lots of partnerships happening, tons of R&D investment to try and stay ahead.
Any specific names mentioned?
Yeah, it lists quite a few, like Enterome, Microbiome Therapeutics, Rebiotics, Yakult, they've been around forever with probiotics.
Right.
Vedanta Biosciences, DuPont. It's not an exhaustive list, of course. It also mentions companies like Mott Pharma, who've had some positive trial results for a product targeting graft versus host disease. They're also involved in industry groups, pushing the field forward.
So a real mix of established players and newer biotech firms, all trying to innovate. Okay, last thing, let's just quickly loop back to the regions. Sum up the key geographical picture.
Sure. So right now, North America has the biggest market share, likely because of, well, good research facilities, lots of investment, strong biotech companies already there.
Okay, leader for now.
But looking ahead, Asia Pacific is where the fastest growth is expected, driven by, as we said, more awareness, more healthcare spending, and that rising interest in personalized medicine across the region.
Got it. North America leads, APAC grows fastest.
Yeah.
Okay, that paints a really clear picture. So just to recap everything for you listening, this human microbiome market, it's already big, over $1 billion now, and it's set to explode potentially over $10 billion by 2033.
Huge growth.
Huge growth, yeah. Fueled by us understanding more about how vital these microbes are, the push for personalized treatments, amazing tech like DNA sequencing, and just a lot of investment. There are challenges, sure, understanding the full complexity, getting regulations sorted out, but the big trends, they point towards more personalized, more targeted microbiome therapies for all sorts of health issues. North America leads the market today, but keep an eye on Asia Pacific for the fastest expansion.
That's a great summary, captures the report's essence and really the massive potential here to change healthcare.
And we really hope this deep dive has given you, our listener, a clear, useful handle on this super interesting field. It really is mind-bending to think how these tiny ecosystems inside us could unlock so much for our future health.
Absolutely. Understanding this market really gives you a window into where medicine might be heading, much more personalized, much more integrated with our own biology.
So here's a thought to leave you with. Given this super complex dance between us and our microbes, what future breakthroughs do you think will shake things up the most in our daily lives? And maybe what ethical questions pop up as we get better at tinkering with these inner worlds? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.